From the very first day of training, Cadet James felt the weight of eyes judging him. His uniform wasn't brand new like the others. His boots carried the marks of age, leather creased and dull. Even the way he marched seemed off, a half-step slower, as though the rhythm of the academy hadn't yet found a place inside him. The whispers started early. He won't make it through the month. Look at him. Weak posture, no presence. Another dropout waiting to happen. James heard every word. He pretended he didn't, but each insult sank deep, heavy as lead. He wasn't like the others. They had family money, sharp uniforms tailored to fit, and parents who stood proudly at graduations. James had only one thing: an old cloth patch, frayed at the edges. A wolf's head snarling, stitched in silver thread. He carried it in his pocket, pressed against his chest as if it were his heartbeat. It wasn't just fabric. It was his father's. His father had once served in a unit so fierce, so relentless. They were whispered about as legends, the Iron Wolves, men who fought in the darkest nights, where survival was measured in seconds and courage was the only weapon left. His father had fallen years ago, but the patch remained, every night. When the lights dimmed and cadets settled into restless sleep, James would hold the patch in his hand and whisper, "One day, Dad, one day I'll be worthy of this." But the world didn't seem to care about his dreams. The breaking point came during inspection. The courtyard was bright with morning sun, rows of cadets standing stiff and proud as instructors strode past, scanning every detail. James stood at attention, heart pounding. He knew his uniform wasn't perfect, threadbare, at the cuffs, shoes, not polished enough to reflect the sky. The instructor stopped in front of him, eyes narrowing. A cold smile tugged at his lips. "Cadet James," he said sharply, voice echoing across the silent courtyard. "Your posture is weak. Your uniform, disgraceful. You're sloppy." James swallowed hard. "Yes, sir," he whispered. The instructor's eyes hardened. "You're dismissed. You are not cut out for this. Leave your badge and step aside." Now, the words tore through him like a blade. Dismissed, just like that. Everything, his dream, his father's legacy, the patch he clung to, all slipping away in an instant. James's knees felt weak. His hand hovered over his badge, fingers trembling. The courtyard was painfully silent, cadets watching like vultures circling a dying animal. Some smirked, others whispered. The humiliation was suffocating, and then the sound of boots struck the ground, heavy and commanding. A shadow fell across the courtyard. From the far side, a Marine strode forward. Not an instructor, not a cadet, but a man carved from steel and fire. His uniform bore medals that shimmered in the sun, scars etched into his face like stories written in blood and grit. The courtyard seemed to shrink around him. His voice thundered, deep and raw, cutting through the silence like a blade. "Iron Wolf, stand by." Every head turned. Cadets stiffened, unsure what they were witnessing. The instructor froze, his authority suddenly shrinking beneath the Marine's roar. The Marine's eyes locked on James, blazing with recognition. "You carry that patch," he growled, pointing at James's chest. "Do you even know what it means?" James's lips parted, but words failed him. The Marine stepped closer, boots slamming the ground with the weight of history. "That patch is not decoration. It is blood. It is sacrifice. It is the mark of men who fought where others fled, who stood where death itself walked. The Iron Wolves never broke. And you," he jabbed his finger at James, "carry the blood of one of them." Gasps rippled through the courtyard. The other cadets, once mocking, now stood in stunned silence. "This cadet's father," the Marine continued, voice heavy with fire, "stood shoulder to shoulder with me when bullets rained and hope died. He held the line when others begged for retreat. He gave his life so you could stand here today." The Marine turned, glaring at the instructor who had dismissed James. "And you dare tell his son he isn't cut for this? You dare spit on the name of an Iron Wolf?" The instructor stammered, caught between fear and shame. He said nothing. James's heart thundered in his chest, his vision blurred, not from weakness, but from tears burning at the edges of his eyes. For years he had lived under the shadow of doubt, mocked, belittled, unsure if he carried anything of worth. But in that moment when a Marine roared his father's legacy into the air, he stood taller than he ever had before. The Marine's hand clamped on his shoulder, firm as iron. "You are not dismissed, cadet. You are an Iron Wolf, and the world will know it." The courtyard fell into reverent silence. No more laughter, no more whispers. The cadets who once mocked him now looked on with awe. From that day forward, James wasn't just the boy with an old uniform and scuffed boots. He wasn't the cadet dismissed and forgotten. He was the son of a warrior. He was the heir to a legacy written in blood and courage. He was Iron Wolf. Asterisk, asterisk. Thanks for being here till the end. If this story moved you, give it a like, subscribe for more real moments, and share your thoughts. I read every comment.